Otra mesa, por favor.
Vamos a mover la mesa.
Yeah, tell everyone if we could all come up. I mean, this is community here. We need to all be closer. You know what I mean? So we can feed off each other. That's what community is about. Togetherness.
Yo le tengo miedo a la foto, yo no quiero.
No.
Thank you very much. I appreciate you coming up. I appreciate you taking the time out of your day to come and meet with me. My name is Gerard Catala. I'm running for City Council in Ward 9, and I lived in this ward for 34 years, and I'm 36 years old, and I actually live about less than a 2-minute walk from here. So you will be seeing a lot of me. This is a win, lose, or draw thing for me. So whether I win or whether I lose, part of my initiative and part of the programs that I want to run as a community activist and a community advocate for nonviolence and for community unity, you guys will be seeing a lot of me regardless. So again, my name is Gerard Catala. My wife's name is Siobhan Catala. My daughter's name is Brooklyn Catala. She's 8 years old. She'll be 9 next month. And my son's name is Harlem Catala. He'll be 3. Oh, actually, he just turned 3. He just turned 3. But it's still, he just turned 3. And this is my father, Kevin, and my younger brother, Kevin Jr. Now, that's my immediate family.
Yeah.
But you all are my family as well. You're my community family. And that's how I view community. I view community as a family. And I think we need to, as a community, start recognizing that. And that's why I wanted the folks in the back to come up closer to the front so we can be together. We can start acting and representing ourselves as a community. And it's a mind change, but it's something that can be done. So I went to Colony House last week, and I told them a story about my daughter and her friend who was playing in the backyard. Charlesgate. Charlesgate. I went to Charlesgate. Thank you. And that's community. helping each other out without being overly critical. That's what community is about. We need to come together and help each other out. So I'm really appreciative of that. But exactly. So this is Colony House, and I went to Charlesgate last week, and I told them the story about my daughter and her friend, and they were playing, and my daughter's friend cut her foot open. And it was at that time that I finally knew the meaning or the phrase, "it takes a village." Now, I first heard that phrase in 1996, 97, when I first went to college. I'm not certain if it was my freshman year or my sophomore year. When I first went to college, that's when I heard it. But it wasn't until this life experience that I actually understood what it meant. And so, my daughter's friend was playing outside. She cut her foot. I was inside the house, watching them from afar. I don't let my daughter go outside unless I'm watching her, even if it's in the backyard. And my daughter's friend mother was upstairs sleeping. Now, it's not a knock on my daughter's friend's mother. She was fine because there was parental supervision. I was there. So my daughter comes running in the house and she says, "Daddy, my friend cut her foot. She needs a Band-Aid and some ointment." I said, "Very well." So while I'm getting the Band-Aid and the ointment, I'm thinking to myself, "Oh man, I have to go touch someone's foot. I don't like feet. I don't want to touch anyone's foot." But at the same time, I'm thinking, well, what if that was my daughter? I'd want someone to get down and touch her foot. So I go outside and I see the foot, and it's actually a big gash. So I run back in the house, I get the peroxide, I get the Neosporin, I get the Band-Aid, and I come back out, and as I get closer and closer to my daughter's friend, I no longer see my daughter's friend, but rather I see my daughter's face. And I think to myself, if that was my daughter playing at someone's house, I would want that parent or the person supervising them to treat that wound as though, or with the same urgency that they would their own child. So I got down, I put the peroxide on her foot, washed it off, I put the ointment on, and I said, put the Band-Aid on and said, make sure you go tell your mother, try to stay off your foot. That's what I mean by it takes a village. When we say it takes a village, we don't mean that you have to, I want to go to the club, I need you to watch my kid. Well, that's not what it means. What it means, when someone needs help or someone needs correcting, you correct them. But you have to want to do it. It has to come from within. It has to be in your heart. It has to be genuine to you. And I think we can get there. I don't think as a community we're there now. I think we were there in the past, and that's why I want to incorporate this Bridge Builder program, a program by which senior members of the community join with some of the younger members of the community. And for instance, if you guys need a ride to the market, if you guys want someone to go to the market for you, if you just want someone to play with or someone to talk to, what I'll do is I'll have a list compiled and I'll put it in either Heather's office or it can be up in this room or even both. And you guys can call and see who's available at that time. So you guys can have someone, you know, if you want to sit down and watch a movie, you can do that with someone. Now, these younger folks, they actually need you because in a lot of cases, they're not getting the necessary guidance that they need at home. And again, it's not an exact knock on their parents because in a lot of cases, their parents are acting more as their friends than their parents. And again, that's what community is about. It takes a village. You know, we need to come together and as a community step up, and it'll make the community better. It'll make the community safer. It'll make us whole. And that's what I'd like to do as your city council representative. So one of my main objectives, and I will say this, I will be short because I like to really interact with everyone on an individual basis as well as a group, but I don't want to stand up here, you know, and get the, you know, be showcased or feel like I'm getting a spotlight because that's not what community is about. Community is about sharing. So as you can see, I have on regular clothes. I wore these clothes because this is what I woke up this morning and had to put on. I'm a general contractor. You know, I have my tape measure on one side, I have my keys on the other side. This is what I wear. And as your council representative, this is what I'm going to wear. I'm going to wear what I wear every day. I didn't want to put on shiny, pointy shoes or a suit and tie, come down here and smile in your face, because if I did that, you wouldn't be meeting Gerard Catala. You'd be meeting some version of Gerard Catala acting. And I didn't want to come here and put up a front. I wanted to come up here and be me. I wanted to be real. But I will say, I did wear this shirt purposely. Now, this shirt, it reads, "Black men stop killing black men." I created this logo in 2008. I created an organization called UMAM, which stands for Urban Men Against Murder. It's a mentoring program, and it's a community advocacy program, and a program where, you know, we're hands-on. So if we see something going on in the street that doesn't necessarily look right, you know, we'll pull over and intervene. You know, are you guys okay? Or if we even see, just as early as, or as recent as last week, I seen a group of kids, and pardon that, it's actually probably been closer to 3 weeks now, but a group of kids between the ages of, you know, I want to say 6 and 13, you know, walking around. One of them was drinking a soda, and they just threw the soda can on their on the ground, and it was a Thursday. So you know what that means? It's garbage day. How many recycling bins did you drive by and decide to just throw your can on the ground? So I pulled over and I explained to them the importance of recycling and why we should use the recycling and trash. You know, for the aesthetics of the community. You know, living things grow and adapt to their environment. They grow and adapt to the stimulus that's in their environment. So if their environment is trashy, well, we're going to grow up and we're going to adapt to trashy behavior, negative behaviors. But if our environment is more conducive to safety, cleanliness, and the aesthetics of it is pretty, then that's what we're going to adapt. That's what our kids are going to adapt to. Now, if I can draw a comparison between the south side and the east side, then you can see that the folks over there, they try to, you know, maintain their landscape. Now, one could argue that most of those properties over there are homeowners, and that may be true. I don't even want to debate that. But I think if we hold landlords accountable for their properties, you know, but at the same time, we need to hold City Hall accountable to not tax the landlord out of a situation where they can maintain their properties, or put landlords in a situation where they have to raise rent on tenants. So, yes. So, I think we need to understand. Pardon, I apologize. I know. I apologize. Or should I say, like in my fraternity, we apologize because I like to try to pluralize as much as I can. But at this time, I would like to say I did have a translator for today, but she actually got called into work. Today was her day off. She got called into work, and we all know that it's the times are hard economically. My brother's gonna translate for me. I know I spoke with him yesterday, so there's going to be some things that he's going to be able to translate for me. I think it might be better served in a more individual setting, so this way I can kind of, because this is all impromptu right here. This is all ad lib. I didn't write any notes. I didn't write any speeches, any spills. I'm coming up here and speaking from my heart. So back to the comparison that I was trying to draw between the east side and the south side. The kids over there, they grow up in an environment where they come outside and they see that their grass and their lawn is cut and there's flowers and the trees and the street sweepers even go by there. I stayed on Pittman Street for a couple months while I was renovating my house, and I couldn't get, imagine this complaint, I couldn't get sleep because the street sweepers were coming by 3 times a week. I mean, we're lucky if we see the street sweepers 3 times every 3 years. I mean, that needs to change. You know what I mean? That's the city's job, and we need to hold them accountable for that. We need to hold them accountable for that. So, the kids come on and they get to see this aesthetically pleasing community, and so they grow up and they adapt to that. Unlike our kids, who grow up in this environment where, you go to a liquor store every 2-3 blocks, cigarette signs and cigar signs on every window. Inviting kids in. Now, I'd like to commend Mayor Tavares with his no flavored tobacco initiative. I think that was good. But more needs to be done. More needs to be done. We need to hold these stores accountable for the way they advertise and the way they're luring these kids in. So I think we clean our environment, we clean up our neighborhoods. I think our kids are just, by default, are naturally going to be stimulated by things that are prettier, that are beautiful, and they're going to, and I don't want to say have a softer side, but they're going to be more happy with themselves in their own lives, and that'll resonate throughout their lives, and there'll be less conflict between them and other kids, and I think that's real important. So public safety is real important to me. Like I said, I created this because I just was outraged and I just got completely fed up with the senseless acts of violence that's been going on in our community. Now, they have all kinds of studies and statistics that show, murder rates are down. I don't know what the percentages are, primarily because I don't believe them. And even if I did believe them, 1 death is too many. We need to try to do what we can. We need to, what I feel, and even as an activist, it's on us. I blame myself. It's on me. It's on people like me. I feel a lot of times that we are more reactive than proactive, yet we call ourselves activists. And I think we need to be more proactive. I think we need to stop the violence, stop the crimes before they happen, instead of reacting. Instead of reacting to the crime. So when someone gets murdered, now we want to hold a rally. When someone gets robbed, now we want to call the police. We need to try to find a way to stop it before it happens. And I think it can be done. I'm not a liar and I'm not here to sell anyone a dream. The reality is it's going to happen at some point, but it needs to be reduced as much as possible. And I think it can be done. I don't think it can be done by hiring more police. Hiring more police is not the answer. Bueno, this is good. Hiring more police is not the answer. Let them know. Hiring more police is not the answer.
Tener policía no es eso, que es poner un pedacito aquí, parar primero la violencia.
And here's why. Because the police look at our inner city kids, our community kids, as a commodity, as a product. They look at our kids like we're a product. And they have to stock their shelves, just like Walmart. They have to stock the ACI. They have to stock the prisons. They're not going to the east side. They're not going to Barrington and Coventry to stock their shelves. They're coming over here to the distressed community. And that's where they stock their shelves. So I don't think hiring more police is the problem. But if we can, be the caring villages that we should be, then we can intervene before this happens.
Si puede venir, yo paro, lo paro primero de que pase.
So if we see something that even looks like it could go awry, then we need to stop and interject. And this is something that I do all the time, not just as a urban man against murder, but this is what Gerard Catala does. I've been passionate about this as far back as I can remember. I mean, I don't know how many times coming home from college, I drive by Roger Williams Middle School, because like I said, I lived here for 34 years, so I'm either taking the Elmwood Ave exit or the Dervis Ave exit, and I'm jumping off the highway and I see kids fighting.
Por 34 y que mira toda esa parte que no
You know, I pull my car over and leave it running. I jump on and I break the fight up. And I say, listen, do you need a ride somewhere where you feel safe? I mean, that's what we need to do as adults. That's what it means to be, a participating member of the village, a participating member of the community.
Participando en la ciudad.
So again, I don't want to, be showcased up here. I don't want to have a long spiel up here. But that's pretty much who Gerard Catala is. I care about the community. I genuinely care about the community. Now, this next thing I'm going to say, I'm saying it really for emphasis. I'm not showing off, I'm not bragging. I'm simply saying it for purpose of emphasis. I'm a general contractor and real estate investor. My wife's an attorney. We could live probably anywhere in the state and maybe almost anywhere in the country that we wanted to. We choose to live here. I'm not ready to abandon shit. I want to stay here and I want to fight for my community that I lived in for 34 years. This is where I was raised. My father would tell you, my brother was raised here. I was raised here. This is where we were raised. I lived on Rodman Street right here, literally a minute and a half, 2-minute walk from here for 22 years. Before that, I lived on Congress Ave for 14 years. I want to be able to raise my kids here. But the reality is, the way it is now, it's going to be tough. But we can change that. It's not going to happen overnight. It's not going to happen overnight. But over time, it can change. And I feel it will change. And again, this is a win, lose, or draw initiative for me. I don't. People ask me why I want to run for city council. They say, oh, well, if you care about the community, why don't you just do it? My answer is, well, I do just do it. But when I go down to City Hall and the mayor decides he doesn't want to take my meeting or answer the call, or if I try to, go to my council representative and they don't answer the phone, well, how am I gonna, I'm not asking for a handout, but I'm asking for a handout, I'm asking for help. I just hired 2 young men who I see standing in front of the store every day, I go get my coffee in the morning before work, and they just stand up there, group up. And I can't hire them all, because I'm just not monetarily in a position to just hire everyone. But I took these 2 young men, I said, listen, you guys want to work? They said, yeah. I took them on for the day. And the next day it was raining, they called me up, they said, hey, boss man, are we working today? It's raining. Oh, don't matter, we can cut grass, it don't matter, we still want to work. You know what, yeah, I love the enthusiasm. They want to work. They want to work, and if they're working, they're not getting in trouble. That's the big thing, if they're working, they're not getting in trouble. Now there's one young man, 16, just turned 17. I drop off at 5 o'clock, he's like, listen, boss man, I'm going to bed, I'm tired. See, they go to work, they get up in the morning, 6 o'clock, they get off work, 3, 4, 5. They go home and they go to bed. There's no time to get in trouble. There's no time to get in trouble. So, I'm going to close like this. At the rally this past Monday, I had an interview with Channel 6 and Channel 10, and I said, there's a problem in this city, and it's a gun control problem. And that problem is there are not enough guns. There are not enough drill guns, there are not enough stable guns, there are not enough roofing guns, there are not enough air compression guns. These guns into the community. These are the guns we need in the community. Let's give these men jobs. All those guns are used in the construction field, and we look around and see there's a lot of buildings that need to be renovated. And there's money to renovate it. What are they doing with that money? That money needs to get flowing back into the community. Last point. I know you see everyone going around doing meetings like this. going around door knocking. They've been doing it for the last maybe 3 months. But what have they been doing for 9 months prior to that?
Ellos siempre están tocando la
Or
puerta.
the 46
Pero
months
no
prior to
están haciendo
that?
nada.
I mean, when do you see them? You see them every 4 years for 2 months.
Ellos se desaparecen y se van y no hacen nada.
You see them every 4 years for a couple of months. Well, one thing I can promise you is I will be the councilman you can contact. The number there that you
Se lo
see
pueden
on my
llamar,
phone,
lo pasa el council, le quieren llamar. El número de teléfono está ahí.
that's my personal number. This is my number. This is my construction number. This is the number that my family calls me on. This is going to be the number you can call, and I always answer my phone. So when you call, Gerard Catala. That's my greeting. Gerard Catala. So when you call, that's what you'll hear. You can reach me by email, or you can reach me by Facebook, but you can contact me. And I answer my phone. I mean, it's my business phone. How can I not answer my business phone? I have to answer my business phone, because if I don't answer my business phone, I can't feed my
Contestar el
family.
teléfono que no contesta cada.
This is why I chose to use this number. Now, city council, they give you a phone from the city. City council give you a phone from the city, which I am going to decline. I don't want the phone from the city. You
Que
can
no
have
quiere el
the
teléfono de la ciudad, que quiere
phone.
ese.
Take that money and put it back into the city. You know why? Because I already have a number that they can contact me on. So use this number. Don't
Que use ese número. No.
don't waste that on me. I don't need it. You know, my ward, my constituents, the people in my ward, they can contact me. They know how to get in touch with me.
Cualquier cosa que lo llame.
And like I said, that's the win-lose withdraw thing. Even now, you can call me up if there's something I can do. I mean, I know protocol, so I can go down to City Hall if you need your
Va al City Hall si necesita o
broken sidewalk or anything. You know, let me know. And you know, that's pretty much it. I'm gonna have some literature coming out. You know, I have it you know, circled around the building and pass it out. And I know I keep saying it's my last point, but this is definitively my last point. And I talked to some of you about it earlier. I'm gonna have a mailbox placed in here. It's gonna say Catala Council on it. And
que va a
explain
una
this.
cosa de echarle carta.
I'm gonna have a mailbox, and they can put suggestions in there, concerns,
Que
comments,
preguntan todo.
and I'll come by once a week.
Que viene a veces en la semana.
Once a week on a Tuesday, and I'll collect that mail, and I'll call back, or I'll come down and I'll address that
Ya va
problem.
para atrás y vuelve.
So that will be in here, actually, that'll be in here later today. So I'll speak with Heather and see where we can put it. Maybe in her office or maybe in here. But if you have any questions, concerns, comments, suggestions,
¿Alguna pregunta?
put them in that box. Like, I mean, I'll never be a politician. I'm a people-tician. I'm for the people. I mean, I only want to do what you want me to do. You know, so whatever it is that you want me to do, whatever it is that you need done,
Que
for
no es
the benefit
político,
of the
que
community,
quiere ayudar
that's what I want to do. But I can only do it if you let me know.
que si ustedes no se lo dejan
I
saber,
appreciate your time. If you have any questions, I'll take questions.
que le agradecen el tiempo. Y que si hay alguna pregunta.
Oh, I'll return the call. In all likeliness, you won't have to leave a message because I'll answer. Unless I'm in a meeting or unless the machine going, I answer my phone. I mean, it's my business phone. So I answer the phone. And that's why I chose to use it. So, and I've had that number for well over 10 years. So, yeah, I'll definitely answer the phone. I'll respond. How you doing, my friend? All right. Yep, thank you. Yep, thank you. Oh, and I'll be back too. I'll be back next week.
Fine.
We'll
La semana que viene.
to the dinner time.
Para la comida.
I'm gonna do dinner.
And y'all ready. Remember the name. Because it won't not be no comment Castile.
Gerard Catala.
No comment. No comment. No comment. We're gonna have our video. Stop eating. Y'all ready?
Thanks.
Y'all fight about us. I'm all letting you know. Because y'all fight every day about comment doing nothing. Taking your words.
Serious about change.
Right. We had to change for president. We can have to change for anything.
Cuídate. Ana, justo en vez. Ana, linda,
Back there. I only live up the street too. Believe me, it's not a bother. If I'm not at work, I come down and anybody you like on the cockroach here? I said it like the other day. You play cockroach? You play cockroach? No?
María, María.
gotta come and teach
Que
them.
María
That's a good game.
Entonces le queda para allá arriba.
Good man. Yes. Some probably just don't belong.
Appreciate that, bro.
You know that, huh? You know that. That's from the heart, man.
Yeah, no, I appreciate
They
it.
don't do nothing around here.
Yeah, no, I know.
The word you
Nah,
said.
she doesn't.
You ain't seen